All right, and we are. Crap. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm sorry,
I
that's amusing as
The
fuck.
life of a streamer.
the life of the stream. Hold on. It's not selecting. Come on, Discord. There we go. Now we're showed up. Hey everyone, welcome back to the next exciting episode of the Song of the Wilds. Oh wait, crap. No, I can't have it full screened like this. I have to keep it partialed. Yeah, because for some reason I get like massive stuttering on everyone's individual like video chats here. That's not like a network issue. This is like a technical issue. By the way, Josh, like you can leave yourself off mute. I trust you to not I trust you to behave.
Well, I mean, good for you.
Anyway, guys, hey, thank you so much for joining us once again for another exciting episode of Song of the Wilds. I would like to personally apologize for canceling last week. Some things happened at home that were not unfortunate, but they did require more immediate attention and they had to be taken care of. And unfortunately, with how long it was taking, we just did not have the energy to be able to pull off an episode. And I wanted to bring my A game as a dungeon master. So with that said, I do apologize for postponing what was meant to be last week to tonight, but thank you all for your patience, whoever's watching this, either on Twitch or on YouTube. We love you all so very much. This is Chapter 4 of Song of the Wilds. For those of you who don't know or just joining us, my name is Evan. I am your noble and humble dungeon master, and all these schmucks are the poor saps who thought playing a game with me was a good idea. And for
you.
What?
I said I like you.
Oh, I like you too. Now, for those of you who really don't know, Song of the Wilds is a completely homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I myself have created and written. I used to run it a long while back, and we got like 50 episodes in before some drama happened, and we unfortunately, there's the OG 1.0 Song of the Wilds. Unfortunately, some stuff happened, and that campaign had to be completely canceled. But through a lot of interest and love from my players, I decided to reboot it and revamp it and restart a brand new Song of the Wilds. This one actually now closer to my original vision. So we got a lot of the same cast as well as some new players. Got the old music back, which is what I'm personally happy about. And for those of you who used to watch us all the time, we used to play on Zoom, and we would always have easy access to background music. I finally figured out how to do that properly here on Discord, and not on Zoom. So all of my players here will be able to hear our classic music as well. That being said, though, I see that Leah has just joined us. Leah, can you sound off for a moment? I just want to make sure that you're there. Leah?
She can't hear anything, so she's taking a minute to try to figure out what's going on her end.
Oh, yes, I just saw... Well, I guess everyone in the Twitch stream just saw me switch over to the general chat right there. It's fine. But yes, I just now saw it. So yeah, thank you. And so did everyone else. Okay, so Leah, take your time. The Hemington is raiding with a party... What? Hemington, you're here.
Huh?
It says the Hemington is raiding with a party of 1.
You're muted, Mom.
I just wanted my followers. I didn't stream today, so usually when I don't stream, I tell my followers I'll probably be doing D&D. So,
gotcha. Well, thank you. Well, thank you so very much. And again, guys, I trust you all. So just leave yourself off mute. I trust you all to behave.
I don't.
I was just making weird noises. So.
I sometimes miss the weird noises. Now that being said, though, we're still. It looks like we're all here, but some of us are still trying to figure out our audio issues right now. So, does anyone have any little announcements that they would like to present to the class before we start playing?
I know. All I know is I've been dealing with a very elderly man all week. So I am glad to have this escape.
Happy to bring you said escape.
I've been training really hard all week at work, and my brain's been dead. And I did not know if I'd make it here on time today because Fridays are my days to work in the office, and the office is 3 or 4 towns over. So like it all depends on how the highway traffic is. So I am tired and I am brain dead, but don't worry.
Hey,
Your entirely optimistic Ranger shall be here today.
Hey, we all still love you and we all still appreciate the
Yeah.
effort. And honestly, if you were going to be delayed, we would pan out the announcements until you got here anyway. Anyway, I see that I see another message in the chat here.
Question, why does the corner thing say watch stream?
Okay, so wait, are you watching on Discord or on Twitch that right now?
Both.
Okay, so that right there is how you guys are going to hear all the background music during today's session. I'm basically live streaming my web browser to YouTube so we can actually get some background music here. But I've got OCD so bad when it comes to situations like this. It's like I want you guys to hear the music, but my vision must be perfect, and this is the best I can do to not just show what I'm playing on YouTube.
Okay.
So
and it also shows your Discord too. Did you know that?
No, I do. Unfortunately, if I were to full screen Discord, everyone's video chats would start getting all stuttery. And that's not like a network issue. That's like a weird technical issue. So unfortunately, there's no real way around that. But yes, I'm seeing a message from Leah here. She says that she still can't hear us, so she's going to try switching to a different device. So we'll still hold off for another minute or so. Sabrina, it's nice to see your lovely face as well as the lovely face of your lady.
Oh, well, hello there, man.
Hello.
Everyone give love signs to Draga.
She's not paying attention.
Oh, okay. I totally am not sorry for putting the spotlight on you, Carly, but would you like to share with the class who noticed you at the end of our shift today?
So, for those of you that don't know, I've been watching One Piece since I was like 10 years old. It is my favorite anime of all time. I love it with all of my heart and my being. And my favorite character is Usopp. As you know, they are making a Netflix live action version of it. And there's this really cool artist who I follow who made what like all of the announced cast would look like if like when they're in full costume and shit like that. And I loved the Usopp picture, so I shared it and I tagged the actor who plays him in it. And he shared my post or my story. And then I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for the mention. And I told him that, huge fan of the character, can't wait to see what you do with it. And he liked my comment.
Ooh.
Senpai noticed you.
Senpai noticed her.
The 10-year-old in me is dying.
It looks like Leah is back. Leah, are you able to hear us now?
Yeah, I'm on my phone now, so I don't know what's going on with my computer. It was the weirdest thing ever.
That is totally fine. We can still hear you. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Are there any other little announcements before we get started? Yes, Josh.
Someone's moving out here soon. And in like a month and a half. I don't know. So some odd person from the Midwest, middle of America, moving out here.
From the state of hell.
She's coming home from her extended work vacation.
That's an adorable way to look at it.
That's how we've been looking at it for like almost a year now. She's just on her extended work vacation. That's all.
Very, very cute.
So-
Any other little announcements?
No.
Oh.
Are you sure that there's not something big that occurred this week that we haven't announced on this stream yet?
Yeah, didn't somebody go and sign some papers at a courthouse?
Okay, we
I,
didn't sign anything yet, but Carly and I this past Tuesday did acquire our official marriage license, so that now the law won't stop us from getting married this coming mid-July.
Stop.
Did
To
you?
get them
You're
signed
breaking the
before
law.
Here's the
before-
question. Let's see how different it is in each state. Did you two have to stand there, raise your right hand, and swear?
No.
Oh,
Well, because here's the thing. All we did was just acquire the license. Nothing was signed or notarized yet. So we did not have like a court...
Actually, it has been notarized.
No, it hasn't.
It's
It has to get...
I thought it was notarized before we get it.
No, it has to be notarized
Oh.
by Steve at the ceremony, and that's
Oh,
how...
he's the one that notarized it.
Yes, that
Oh.
cannot...
Oh, I'm a dumbass. My
that-
entire time I thought that was like what the signature is on it.
No,
But
the
that's
si-
just the witness.
the signature that we did is just...
No,
rec-
like there's a signature on the license, but that's a witness.
Yeah, that will
Okay.
most likely be what Steve signs right there. But yeah, he signs that at the ceremony, and the ceremony itself is just like it's just presentation for family.
yeah. In the state of Maryland, you have to swear. You stand before the clerk and you raise your right hand. Both of you do, and then they ask you the questions, and then they hand it over to you.
Do you?
It is
Yes.
so
Do you?
formal.
Yes. Good. You're married. Kiss her.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I mean, it's not like that, but it is a legal document, and therefore you have to swear in. You know, you have to say, yes, I can marry this person upon an oath. Because I guess if you can't, and there you are standing before a clerk saying you can, it's sort of like being in court.
Ooh. Yeah, Carly and I did not have to do that. All we did was just acquire the document, but nothing like that was actually done yet.
Yeah.
That will be the ceremony that happens.
Yeah,
But yes,
each state is different.
Yeah, each state is different. That being said, though, Carly and I are still no less excited because this is a major step to get our license.
You looked beautiful on the day, Carly.
Anywho,
Speaking of marriage, my sister's wedding is the 18th. I promised her that I could punch my nephew. Just because of Josh.
oh yeah, that whole thing where I just happened upon, like, at the tail end of that whole thing, and I just see, why does Sabrina want to punt kids? Carly, why does Sabrina want to punt kids?
No, she
What?
makes a point. She makes a good point.
I'm concerned, and we have a gnome in our parties, and apparently there are two people who are okay with punting and punching gnomes and children. And I was just
No.
like, nope.
Yeah, Liam had to explain it to me.
All right, last call. Are there any little announcements before we get started? All right. Well, with that being said, let us continue with The Song of the Wilds, Chapter 4, A Crisis. God, I miss this music. Where we last left off our intrepid group of hunter warriors simply known as, well, it's episode 4 and they still haven't chosen a name yet. They decided to take a break and just bask in the revelry and the celebrations of the end year festival. Some decided to just do their own vibe, get some food, get boozed up a little bit. Someone attempted to get a bracelet for a certain special someone. which didn't quite work, but that's not the end of that story just yet. And it was around this time, thanks to just some coincidences that brought everyone together, while our resident wild girl, Lorelei, decided to be a concerned citizen and help this elderly turtle man across the street to join up with all of the other participants of the festival. And it is here that we see the true spectacle of the island that everyone calls home. Rising up from the 4-star corners of the island were the 5-star corners were the 5 archbeasts, known as the guardians and protectors of everyone and everything that lives on home. It's always truly a marvel to see these beasts just rouse themselves and just begin their songs out into the world. However, the archbeast of the jungle, the Giralon, brought a verse of discord to the revelry, as it started to call out the other archbeasts for invading its territory and killing some of its subjects. This, of course, brought an aggressive response from the other archbeasts, and of course this behavior was completely unexpected, which threw the city of Acheron into a panic. Trying their best to keep things calm, the city guard, headed by the leader of the guard, Sunraz, who was that paladin Leonin that you all saw, they decided to end the festival early this year, which in and of itself is not something that happens. Kara, you brought up the suggestion that it might be best for everyone to stay together at this time while things are still tense in the city, and so you and your uncle invited everyone to your estate in the upper levels of the city of Acheron. And that, my friends, is where we begin our story once again. So, can you all hear that still?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. The huge mahogany doors slowly open with an echoing creak, and Dath, Lorelei, Malice, Strider, Fidelma, you are seeing how the 1% live this night. And you are brought before you a massive open foyer of quite a large estate. All the furniture that you see is finely polished mahogany and other forms of wood, so neatly polished that you can see your reflection in them just as well as any other mirror. The floors and the stairs are the most clean-cut marble that you've ever seen. Kara, as you are wheeling your dear uncle in his makeshift wheelchair ahead of everyone, he kind of takes control of the wheels for a moment, and he slowly spins them around so that he can face everyone. Now then, I hear that you are all companions of Kara, and thus anyone who is friends of Kara is welcome in my home. Yes, Horned Girl, I do apologize. I don't think I caught your name yet.
My name is Lorelei. Why you need so much space?
This... Wow. Just starting off strong right there. Midwest Ben has subscribed. Hey, Midwest Ben, thank you so much for the subscription.
That's Ben from work.
Oh, that's Ben from work? Oh, hey!
Lorelei just coming out here just going, hey, thanks for coming listening to your why the F do you have so much space, old man?
However, your uncle, or the uncle, Kara, did you ever give your uncle a name again? I can't remember.
No, I did not.
Okay, give me just a moment. I'm checking my note. Let's see. Did I give? Oh wow! I never gave him a name.
Wow.
You want to name him? Steve!
No, actually, I already have a perfect name for him. And Leah, you might enjoy this, especially because I know you based Kara off of Tomb Raider, so you might get this reference.
Oh.
Oh, Lorelai, that's such a profound name. My name is Voight, and I am the name him after John Voight, who played Laura Croft's father in the Angelina Jolie movies.
And isn't John Voight Angelina Jolie's actual dad?
Yes.
Yes, and
I
they have a
thought
very
so,
strained
okay.
relationship. So that was actually a
really?
very awkward movie for them to make.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
they do not get along.
Ah, that makes me sad.
Well, he's very
Kind of
old school, and she's very, like very.
Oh,
worldly,
gotcha. Okay, well, the name's already out there, so yeah, his name's Voight.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with that.
Okay, awesome. Anywho, Lorelai, such a nice name. My name is Voight, and to answer your question, this room, all this space, it's not for me. It's for you. I'm the type of person who likes to have many friends come over. We talk about the past, our lives, our past adventures, and such. Sometimes I need the room so that I can fit them all in at once. And right now...
That makes sense.
Yep, seems legit. and right now, as companions of Kara, I consider all of you my friends as well. Please, do make yourselves at home. We have plenty of guest rooms. My fine assistant here, Rathers, will be the one to assist you if you have any needs whatsoever getting more accommodated. Kara, dear, could you please take me to my study?
Of
Looks
course.
like Josh has a question.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Josh, yes.
Before he leaves, the Stridar and Zethar, who's on his shoulder, are just like bow very respectfully. Go, thank you for your hospitality. Where's the food?
Yes, dinner will be served momentarily. Rathers is in charge of that. And if you have any questions, just direct them to him. I will get you in a moment, Carly. Just one moment.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Shut up.
Shut up! I don't know why.
Be quieter.
By the way, Strider, as Voight passes you, he actually gives you a little pat on your head, and he also pets Zathar. He gives him a little neck scritch under the head.
Wait, what race is he again?
Stridar. Stridar.
Void is human.
Voight's a human.
Okay.
He's just old.
He just towers over Stridar? Or
No. Strider was bowing down.
Oh.
Well, and
Stridar bowed down very respectfully.
And you know what? Death follows in Strider's path. He bows too. So.
Anyway, Kara, dear, if you would be so kind as to take me to my study. When you all have refreshed yourselves with good food and drink and cleaned yourselves up as well, please, do meet me in my study. There are some things that I would like to discuss with you all. Leah, if you don't mind me taking control of Kara for just a moment.
Go for it.
All right, Kara, you have a nice handle on Voight's wheelchair. And oh, hello, Dinah.
oh, it's a kitty girl.
Hey.
I got a Bubba.
We have a surprise.
No, there's no.
We have a
black
surprise
shadow,
guest star
no.
today.
Oh, bye.
She left. Oh no, she's just going into her bed.
Okay.
By the way, for those
But
of you who don't know, she
love my
lays
dog.
right there,
Aww.
and that used to be my chair.
That's her chair with her blanket. but you can buy it at the merch store. At
Yeah.
merch.com.
Anywho, so Kara, you go ahead and take your Uncle Voight into the study, which is on the first floor where everything else is. Meanwhile, Rathers, who is he's a much taller figure, but it's clear that he's much taller than he seems because he's hunched over a lot, and he's a very elderly looking what's the name? Oh, he's a furbolg. He's a very elderly furbolg. He's got like a long red beard, very thick, bushy red mustache. His skin is like a deep navy blue. And he goes like, now then. Dinner will be served in approximately half an hour. The cooks are already on it right now. I do hope it's to your liking. Yes, I believe you introduced yourself as Lorelei. What is your question?
These rooms for sleep. Do you have treehouse?
Rathers is quite taken aback by that question.
I just get so happy because Josh's reactions just make me want to do this even more.
You're in a stone, carved into the stone mountain, like, house.
She's lived in the fucking forest for 12 years! Oh, I'm so sorry, Sabrina. Were you gonna say something? Okay.
Rathers just kind of looks at you, Lorelei, just a little like, what the fuck is this girl smoking? Like, he doesn't say that.
Where can I get some? Because that's some good shit.
Wow, I'll have some of whatever she's smoking.
He just hears that from down the hall. Take her to the Denver room.
Ah, the Denver room, most astute Lady Kara. Yes, we have a room here that actually might be quite to your liking, Lady Lorelei. Now, all of you, all our guest rooms are on the second floor. If you'd be so kind as to follow me. And that's when you realize just how elderly the Rathers is. This guy is... Okay, this is going to be kind of an obscure reference, but I'm kind of vibing with this whole Tomb Raider aesthetic that Kara put herself in. How many of you have actually played, like, the old PS1 Tomb Raider games?
Yes.
How many of you know the butler that follows you everywhere?
Oh my
I know
god,
that
yeah.
at least.
He walks that slow.
Aww.
So you just see this guy who's hunched over, arms are like locked at his side, and he is walking a full 1 mile an hour. And it gets worse when you get to the stairs in the foyer, because he puts both feet at a time on a step before climbing the next one.
So like me when I pulled the muscle in my knee.
Yes.
And that
Now
morning,
with the
I
brace
like
on my
couldn't
leg
walk
routine.
down the stairs properly, and you were like, "Why are you walking down the stairs like a toddler?" And I was like, "Because that's all I can do right now."
Yes, I do remember that. By the way, Sabrina, what did you say?
Said like me right now with the brace and cane.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say me too. It's exactly how I walk.
Wow, I didn't expect this to be so relatable. I'm so sorry. Yes, Josh.
Too real.
I mean, one, I did have to use a cane for like 3 months for my first 3 months of college. That was fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, 2nd-degree sprain on an ankle. Not fun. Second question: how much does Rathers weigh?
Well, what are you gonna try and do first?
What?
I think it'd be funny if Zethar just like went over, like took him by the ankles, and just used his wings to flap him up to like the top there.
Isn't he
does have
like a baby dragon?
he is 5 years old, so like he's like bub
Okay.
size, so and a wingspan to be able to like carry to be able to like lift someone like up into the air, you have to like for like
God.
say. a
You know, this is
dragon,
gonna make
like,
me
a
sound really
wingspan's usually
stupid.
about double the almost double the size of the body.
This entire time, because he's constantly on your shoulder, I was picturing him like Mushu size from Mulan.
You know, he's Bubba sized.
Damn.
And
Strider's got some sturdy ass shoulders, because that'd be
well, not
hurt
even that. For a dragon to be only like 5 years old, a dragon already at that age is pretty OP. So like a dragon that size could easily do it. But that being said, though, I would like you to roll a strength check for Zethar.
Okay. Can I add anything to that? Well, I'll just roll a d20 plus a +4 for it.
Oh, jeez, for okay.
No, it's only an 8, so it doesn't really work. I wouldn't imagine it would work anyways.
Well, with an 8, you get him about like halfway up the long flight of stairs. Before Zathar's like, oh, okay, I underestimated this.
He's like, Zathar's like, I'm tired. I'm very tired, and I haven't ate too much today, so I need to.
Zethar already had a lot to eat at the festival, so he's kind of at that stage where he's like, he's not only tired, but he's also a little too fat to fly right now. He's still digesting from the festival. Yeah, he lets out a little flame burp. Meanwhile, at that time, the moment he sinks his talons right into like the shoulders of Rathers' butler tuxedo, you see Rathers just kind of like, oh, what is this? What is this? What is this devilry? Unhand me, you little golden devil! I say, this is most inappropriate. I say, oh, you got me halfway up.
I look over at Strider and Death says, I think you should probably ask permission before you do something like that next time.
Just because he hangs out with me and he's my companion does not mean I am his master. We are equals. So I do not tell him what to do. He can decide to do it on his own. I ask him to do things. He decided to do this on his own.
Pick people up unless they give permission. He need ask. Dragon need ask.
Meanwhile, can I say Fidelma's at the top of the steps, curled up, waiting for everybody to come.
Oh yeah, Fidelma like already rocketed up there.
I love it.
It's like I'm done. I'm curled up. Just wake me up when you get here.
You know what? For the sake of expediency, we'll say it takes like another like 5 minutes.
Instead of Vox Machina with the doors for us, it's gonna be those damn stairs.
Exactly.
I would not be surprised.
I fell down the stairs.
Okay, I climb up the stairs. Roll an athletics check.
That out of shape, Evan.
Okay, I'm going to carefully go down the stairs. Roll me acrobatics then.
I'm gonna lose every time.
I would.
After another 5 straight minutes of just climbing, you all, as a group, finally make it to the top of the stairs.
Those are some tall stairs. If it took us 5 minutes.
No. It's just that Rathers is that slow.
The staircase can
sense.
be treacherous.
Rathers then he like kind of like gently whacks away Zethar, who's like still on his shoulder at this time for like extra help. He's like, unhand me, I'm done now. Now then, everyone. Guest rooms are down the hallway to the left. Every single door you see is a guest room. They all have different styles and aesthetics. Feel free to take one of your choosing. Rest, relax, clean yourselves up if you wish. Like I said, dinner will be ready in about... And he, like, pulls out a pocket watch. In 20 minutes. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I will see to preparations at the dining room. And he already, like, turns around and just start the slow climb back down the stairs.
We're gonna starve if he's serving us.
Charming.
Now by this time, Kara, this will be the last thing I do with Kara, Leah, and then you'll have control of her. You've successfully deposited Uncle Voight back in his study. You return to the foyer and you see your good friend and butler Rathers going down the stairs. You gently ask him permission to carry him down the stairs, and he obliges. You pick him up like bridal style because
You do.
because you just can, and you take him the rest of the way, and it only takes like 10 seconds.
Have I mentioned that I, Carly, have the biggest crush on Kara?
It's either Kara or the giant Russian Goliath that she played in various one-shots.
Oh, no. We've already gotten together in a one-shot with that Goliath.
Oh yeah, that's the one where I single-handedly saved you all from the Lich with Mind Break. Or Feeble Mind.
Hold on.
Not
Ripley
hardcore.
did get to rip its head off.
Yeah, she fucking did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a champion.
That was hot.
It was.
Anywho, Kara, after successfully depositing your butler Rathers back down to the ground floor, you reclimb the stairs back up, and you rejoin everyone. And at this moment now, Dath, Lorelei, Malice, Strider, and Zathar, Fidelma, and Kara, it is now just you as a single party all alone in this large estate. For the next in-game 20 minutes, the evening is yours. What do you all do?
Taking food back to the room.
She pulls out her pack and she says to everybody, I have fruit. Anybody want fruit?
Is
I'll have
that
some fruit.
fruit named meat?
Unfortunately, no, I sold my meat.
Then I am good, right? Thank you for the offer. And then he goes to find a room that would work for him and Zephyr.
All right, because you're already looking for a room, Josh, roll me a perception check.
Cool.
Oh shit.
24.
What was that?
24.
All right. Strider and Zethar, you make your way down the hall, and it's a whole row of like closed doors on each side of you, and you are just like, no, wait. This one. You open the door, and it is like a warrior's dream in this guest room. The walls and the floor are just a freshly polished carved wood. There is a bear skin rug with bear head at the end. There's an already lit fireplace. There's fur tapestries from various creatures, some of which you recognize. And there's also displayed on the walls swords, battle axes. And you realize, like, whoever stays in this room is like a very hardcore hunter. And you realize, like, this is kind of like what my mentor Gara would sometimes show me. Like, this looks like his room sometimes. And now it's yours.
And so right now, I just posted in the Discord what Stridar and Zephyr are kind of doing right now. Just that Bash the Stampede, just
I love how you made them so anime. It pleases my soul.
Basically
protagonists.
Basically, Josh, I want you to imagine the most Viking room. That's this.
Yes, and they are just excited and happy right now. Is there like any like tub for like washing or cleaning or anything like that?
Yeah. Because you rolled a 24, you don't need to frickin' roll again.
Yes.
This room comes equipped with its own fully furnished bathroom with quite possibly the largest bathtub you've ever seen.
Stridar just strips down butt naked and hops on in.
Yeah, he fucking does, like a goddamn champion.
There are these tiny the water's already hot, and not only that, but there are tiny little glyphs in the sides of the inner bathtub itself. Roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay. Not my best in the world, but no, not great. That's a 3.
Honestly, that's okay. I
Josh
just want
the Human got a 3 at D&D. Sorry, it's got to rub it in just a little bit.
It takes you a moment to realize what these glyphs are until they all suddenly glow green and air bubbles just start shooting out into the water, and you realize these are wind glyphs. They actually somehow were able to put wind glyphs in a hot tub, and now you have, like, jets in here?
And so Stridar's just like laying there, just all happy and nice. And every now and Zephyr just joined him in there, and he's just swimming around. And every now and then, Zephyr will just blow fire into the water to like reheat it up to like the perfect temperature, and then like go back down. And once it goes down like a little too far, Zephyr will just blow fire back in it to rise the temperature just right. And they're just like relaxing in there, just, all the muscles and everything just
So Strider already found his room. For all of you that are still in the hallway, what do you all do?
Well, I know that, I'm sorry, Liam, I can never remember your character's name.
Dath.
Dath, okay. I know Dath, really, he said that he wanted some fruit in, Lorelai's pack.
Yeah, Dath is just like, what have you got?
She opens it and there's, like, apples, oranges, a couple bruised up bananas, like typical fruit that you would see at, like, a fruit stand.
I'll have an apple.
Pulls out an apple and she hands it to him.
That will be 20 silver.
do not help out for free.
no, she is this very welcome, and then she just walks away.
All right, now Lorelai, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Okay, let me get there.
DM, that'll cost you 20 silver. You must pay Lorelai for her own.
There's a rolling tax.
Wait, I'm sorry, you said perception of?
Perception, yes.
Okay. Oh shit, I got a dirty 20!
All
Can
right.
I describe this one?
Dirty
yes.
girl.
Yes, because you already mentioned something called a Denver room. So you know what? For the sake of this, Kara, for this first little bit of it, I will have you describe the room.
Sorry, I was calling it the Detroit room in my head.
Well, here's why I call it the Denver room. Okay,
No, that room's the cyberpunk. It looks like Deus Ex.
Or cyberpunk.
Or cyberpunk.
So Lorelai goes, and she opens the door, and as soon as she opens the door, she gets this nice little whiff of cedar wood. And as she looks around, painted on the walls is this just beautiful, picturesque view of a foggy forest.
So nice.
And even the bed itself the bed frame is, most of it's just a nice carved, out of, cedar wood bed frame. But the bed posts actually look more so like they are just pieces of tree trunk. So it actually looks like the four corners of the bed posts are actually just pieces of tree trunk. So it feels more like when you climb into the bed, you're climbing into the tree trunk itself. And then when she finds the bathroom, it's more like walking into a bamboo forest instead of like a regular forest. So you see that bamboo forest. like basically everything in the bathroom is just made from bamboo. And again, it has, although when you walk into the bathroom, it's got that bamboo scent to it.
There's a panda in the room for some reason. He's just eating there like, hey.
And he offers bamboo as like, you want to get high? That's a reference to Painting of the Waywards on Wednesdays.
Come watch, it's so fun.
Pandas everyone gets high. It's amazing.
Everybody gets high accidentally or on purpose.
Your guys' campaign's always just like
Liam, your words cut out. We couldn't hear all of that.
Yeah, Liam, I want to hear what you were gonna say.
I'm just saying, your guys' campaigns just always like devolve into drug use.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there was one time it was accidental because me and Ashlyn's character tried to make people soup. Turned out that the mushrooms we used got everybody high, and I ended up making out with a tree.
Sounds like
It was a good time.
You also ended up, making out with your, the god of love.
Maybe sleeping with. It was never kind of stated.
Never went over that.
Anywho. Bamboo bathroom that looks like that's constructed to look like a natural bamboo hot spring.
So nice.
Do you get
Lorelai just looks at the bath and goes, I can take bath? And she immediately just takes off her clothes and she's like peeling them off because she has not taken a bath in a while. And she just gets in the water and she's like, it's nice.
When the
best she smelled in months.
when she's done in the bathroom, it's gonna look like Howl's bathroom from Howl's Moving Castle. So, moving the camera now away from Lorelai. Dath, Malice, Fidelma, and Kara, what do you guys do?
Find food and find a room.
Alright.
And a giant hell dog.
Alright.
Fidelma's starting to feel something's not right. How
right.
come everybody's finding a room exactly the way they want it?
It's almost like it's a plot convenience.
It's almost like it's magic. I'm just saying.
It's
worrying this little gnome.
Fidelma, we will get to you in just a moment. Malice. At the mention of food, your Fizgig, was it?
Yep.
Fizgig. Okay, I almost said Azrael, so I had to make sure I kept the two separate. Fizgig. At the mention of food, he suddenly like raises his ears, sniffs the air for a moment, and he just charges down the stairs. Everyone just kind of looks down the stairs like, I wonder he's going on. At first, you hear silence. And then, you hear a whole bunch of crashes, dishes, like, getting shattered down the hall, and a bunch of cooks screaming in what sounds like French, just a whole slew of expletives. Meanwhile, you then see Fizgig with just this platter in his jaws, as he, is trying to keep everything on the platter, as he, scrambles out of the kitchen. He's kind of slipping for a bit because he doesn't know how to run on marble. He's never felt a surface this smooth and polished before, so he's kind of slipping for a while before he realizes, oh, wait, I should use my padding, not my claws.
It's like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's basically Scooby-Doo.
I will actually be right back.
Go right ahead. He is successfully able to, bring the platter up to you. He kind of made a bit of a mess. But you see on this platter the most, sirloin roast that you've seen. I mean, I'm using sirloin roast as kind of a comparison because, there aren't any cows in this world, so I don't exactly know what the comparison would be.
There aren't?
There's different kinds of like cattle for livestock here.
Okay.
But basically, Malice, you see a plate of just fresh, steaming, perfectly glazed with spices and sauce. Just this melt in your mouth roast that you've seen, and this is like, you have a feeling this might very well be the best food that are about to have right now. Are you gonna eat it right now, or are you gonna try and find a room first?
I find a room.
Okay. Malice, roll me a perception check.
I got new dice for this, so I don't have to rely on D&D Beyond.
That's totally fine. I trust you.
17.
17. All right. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Malice, you and I almost said Azrael. Fizzgig. You have like a hellhound in every campaign that I run.
Yep.
You and Fizzgig are busy like going through this hallway looking for a room of your own. Strider already has his out, and there's like a whole cloud of steam coming out of his as he's in his hot tub. You pass by one that looks like a painted forest, and there's a whole cloud of steam coming out of that one because Lorelai's in her tub. At that moment, Fizzgig just stops, and he like slowly turns his head towards one door. With the platter still in his mouth, he like runs up to it and is like starting to paw at it.
Okay, I guess we'll take this one.
You open the door, and you see... I hope Malice works, because, like, from what little I know about Malice in this version of Song of the Wilds, I hope this is to her liking. So I do apologize if it's not. This is just kind of what I've gathered here. But you see before you a very old-style Gothic bedroom. And when I say Gothic, I don't mean, like emo goth, not like that kind of Gothic. I'm talking, like, actual... old century Gothic. Everything is black and pointy and baroque. There's no like windows in this room. Everything is lit by the most beautiful candles that you've seen. It is dark and it is atmospheric as fuck in this world, or in this room. Already, Fizzgig like gently sets the platter down on a near table. And he's just going all over the room, just taking in all the scents, and it's just wonderful. Like all the other rooms, this one comes equipped with its own bath. This bath, however, is not like built into the floor or into the wall. This is one of those baths that's like its own thing that sits on like 4 feet. I can't remember what those types of... I'm sorry?
The ceramic tubs or cast iron.
It's some...
Clawfoot tubs.
Clawfoot tubs, yes. It's basically a clawfoot tub, but twice as big. And this one looks like it's made out of the most sterling silver that you have ever seen.
Okay, well, we'd probably eat first, and then it would be dog first.
Oh, that tub's gonna get ruined.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you choose to take a break. You sit down at a nearby chair at the table, and you just start eating. Roll me a Constitution check.
I don't remember what mine was. Hold on.
If any of you ever have trouble with your D&D Beyond profiles, I have your profiles up in front of me. So if you ever need a reminder of what you got, I can help you look it up if you don't have access for some reason.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right. You take that first bite, and girl, you have not had food this good before. Like, this was made by quite possibly the greatest chefs in all of Acheron City, which is saying something. You've never really known what it's like to live, like, as the high class does in this city, but if they eat this good, this could literally become addicting. Now, moving away from Malice, Dath, Fidelma, Kara, you three are left. What do you guys do?
I'm still getting creeped out here.
I'll check the rooms to see if they're.
All right, Dath, you roll me a perception check.
All right. 15.
15. Same thing as everyone else. You're kind of looking down the room. Some of the doors are open. Many of them are still closed. And then you kind of look at one on your right and you're like, I'll try this one. You open...
Wait.
Yes?
I want Miss Nixie to open it.
No! I ain't touching a door in this place.
No, I'm trying to figure out something here.
All right, Dath. I'll touch the door.
All right, Miss Nix, you open
Touch the door! Touch the door!
All right, I opened the door.
All
What
right.
happened?
You come across another guest room. This one is actually very similar in style than the rest of the manor. However, this room has almost kind of like a flair. Like, I'm sorry, this is going to be very tricky to describe, but the aesthetic of this room is basically Phantom of the Opera.
All right, it's not for me.
Come on, Evan, bring on your inner realtor. Sell me the.
And I used to work for a realtor company.
Yeah.
Well, I worked for Title Insurance, which was next to it.
Everybody shut up, I want to hear about my dream room.
What do I gotta do to get you into this room today?
Whoa.
All right. This.
Yeah, I just realized when I said that. I wasn't even.
Oh my god, I love playing with you guys. All right, so Dath, you're looking in this room, and it just looks like it was made. It kind of has the flair of like a study, but this is actually a bedroom. There are some bookshelves here, with plenty of books to read and such. But then you realize there is a desk here with its own little lantern, and with like little pull-out drawers for various supplies, and you realize this is a writing desk.
Huh. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can I open another door?
Another door? Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, can I open the one right behind me?
Yes, go right ahead. You open the door, and already this door seems in completely different style than the first one that you did. This one is very it's clean, but it looks intentionally made to have some kind of a rustic kind of aesthetic. Like, this is the kind of room with an atmosphere that someone who works in smithing would feel at home in. It's very homey. You feel like a heat that seems to just emanate from everywhere. Everything is very neutral in terms of color, just a lot of blacks and grays with the occasional orange glows here and there. It's pretty easy to see that all of these guest rooms are themed in some way.
That's the face, Dath. That's the face.
I'm gonna take this room.
The smith room or the
Smith room.
Okay, you take the smith room. Now this room already is again, it's styled intentionally to look rustic, but everything is still very clean. The bed itself is 4-poster with black char-like wood. Even then, however, the wood is still polished to absolute perfection. The sheets on this bed are like layers of furs. And like you put a hand on them and they are just so fluffy and fuzzy. Like all the other rooms, this one also has its own bath. This one has a bathroom that is actually very similar in style to Strider's, where the tub is like built into the wall and the floor. It's not like its own thing. And it's very large and it's quite deep. You can easily like just stand in this, and it will be like chest high to you.
All right. Kara,
Yes.
do you mind coming in here with me for a minute? Oh.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't like you that way, so I don't want to give you any false hopes here.
Just-
Just go in the
I like you as a
room.
friend.
There's a box.
Hey, Kara, you feel two little gnome hands push against
Don't
the back
worry,
of your knees.
Nothing in
into-
the box. Sorry.
Except for Solid Snake.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around this squad of hunters, but the clap of my ass cheeks.
Yeah. All right.
So yes, Kara goes into the room.
I'll protect you, Kara.
Is there some? Are you in the room now?
Yes.
All right. Is there something we should know about this place?
My uncle likes to keep a clean house. I guess I'm curious as to what you mean of if there's anything you should know.
Is your uncle Mr. Work? I'm sorry, wrong place.
Yeah. It's a very fourth wall breaking reference.
Leah, I sent you something. Because Kara would know this.
Okay. Dath looks at Fidelma for a
Your
minute.
DMs are public.
Yes, they are.
Oh, you're on shared screen.
Yep.
There you
I
go.
think you can just share YouTube. You don't have to share or share.
Oh my god.
Chrome.
Everybody, quickly take a screenshot of that. We're gonna find out everything.
Hold on, let me fix.
Behind the curtain.
This
Ignore
picture,
the man behind the curtain.
this picture is hard. Feel free to screenshot.
Evan, all your porn.
Yes, so much porn.
All the smut you're writing, dude. We can see it.
Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it.
Oh, my stomach.
Look
All right.
at this clockwise, counterclockwise.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god, I haven't
The audience
seen.
didn't
Wait a
see
minute.
anything, so
I don't have to worry about the audience seeing it because like they only see what's on my screen.
yeah, but I'm watching it, but it's small enough that I can't see it. So
Okay, well, good.
Anyway, I look
I'm
at
sorry.
Fidelma for a minute, and I say to Kara, I can't help but think that maybe Miss Nixie is onto something with these rooms. That one over there, and I point to the first room I picked. It's too good to be true. In fact, all of these rooms are too good to be true for us.
that's what I'm thinking, Dath.
What's going on here? Is there something we need to be worried about, or are we dealing with some brilliant brilliant magician or something who can give us all our dreams?
You went out.
You went out.
You went out.
All our dreams and wonders and happiness and what all of our happily ever after.
I mean, he does have magic, but I mean, hold on. Come with me for a minute. And she walks out of the room and starts going down the hallway. She starts opening she opens a few different doors and kind of shows into the different rooms. And like, once again, as Evan was saying, each room seems to have a different theme. And she's like, I mean...
Yeah, but you're the one opening the door.
Well, why don't you go ahead and open the next one?
Nah, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I don't trust it. I don't
But
trust it at all.
I picked that room.
And
And it was perfect for my death.
okay.
So how would he's not got this ESPN?
ESPN?
What in the wild, wild world of sports is going on around here?
I'm just being silly.
Okay.
I think that I love Elma with like every fiber of my fucking being.
He
She's like,
doesn't
"All right."
have foresight, Kara. How would he have known to pick that?
More
Door.
importantly, how would we all have known that?
Hold on. She goes over and she reaches over to another door and she opens it. It's in a completely different place, but this is exactly the room that Dath had seen before. With the writing desk and everything.
Oh,
And you find
no.
out that is correct. This is literally the exact same room to perfection. And now it's over here at this end of the hall.
Can I do an insight check? Can I find out what's going on?
Okay, so what exactly are you trying to insight here? Like, what are you specifically trying to do?
Why are these rooms showing up in the specific perfect way?
Okay, so for something like that, I would actually ask for you to do an Arcana check.
Well, that's good too, because I'm good at that too.
By the way, Carly, Evan, I showed my mom Chetney Pokapee, and she loved him. So... You are all up in my shit. Just take a step back, Blue Boy.
I just want to know, does everyone who plays Gnome do a funny
so
voice?
mean to me? We are your friends.
I got a 14.
She got a 14.
But there's the fat man. I can do this. And that's when we all realize, oh, Travis has gone off the deep end.
I just does everyone who play gnomes do funny voices?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know that. I really didn't.
It's the same way why all bards have to be horny all the time. All gnomes have to have a funny voice. It's obligation with D&D.
I think my character
Had
is
no idea.
contradiction
Had no
of that.
idea.
But...
I know, which is amazing.
To be.
I got a 14. I got a 14.
Okay. So Elma, with a 14, you do sense that there is indeed magic, not just in the doors, the doorways, and the rooms, but it seems to come from the entire stone manor itself. And because you rolled a 14, which is actually pretty high, especially for someone considering your background, you are actually able to figure out what is going on. It seems like all of these rooms, to a certain extent, inhabit their own little pocket of space, and each of these rooms can actually be rearranged to different parts of the hallway. That way, you can just open up any door, and it will always be your room that you have selected. But of course, you have to still, choose the room. That's why when Dath opened up the first door, it was a room that would have been perfect for him. But when he opened up the second door, it ended up being something completely random because the first door was already open.
Oh.
Why didn't they just ask us what kind of room we wanted?
And you just hear down the hall, "I wanted to be coy," said Voight from the study in the first floor. No, that doesn't.
You said Stridar from his room.
Oh, fine. I'll pick the one that was made for me.
All right, you go in the door, and once again, this room looks like a writer's paradise. Just very nice, calming candlelight.
Keep spending most our lives. Sorry.
Elma, you're the last one. Do you want a room?
I'm going to sleep in the hallway for $50, please.
Oh my lord!
You can come hang out in our room. We got a nice jacuzzi.
I just don't trust things that are just right.
Do you trust me?
Well, I do trust you. I trust
Then come
everyone.
on in here.
I'm confused
come
about
on in here,
this
hang
girl,
out.
though.
So
Let's have
Kara
on first.
actually looks
I will.
at.
I will make sure that I am presentable because I have great respect for you.
Oh, man.
Kara actually looks at Elma and goes,
Reading off
or
code.
on the other hand, you could actually sleep in my room, which doesn't change, and I, am also female, and I have bunk beds.
Kara, can
That
I
means
ask
nothing
you
in Dungeons and
something?
Dragons.
Can I? It does to me. Kara, are you magical?
I am not.
But your uncle is.
My uncle is, yes. He has studied
Oh.
magic.
Does he have a magic library that I can read some books?
He does indeed.
Okay, Dastin.
Will he let?
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
You beat me by 1 second. By the way, make sure that you watch Damon X Machina every Wednesday.
Every other Thursday.
There we go. Somebody finally called it Damon X Machina. So,
Wait, what's it called?
this our blessed Damon Machina. Damon X Machina is that game that Nintendo published that nobody played. It's fine, Carly. It's fine. Somebody was bound to.
Fidelma loves to learn. And she is learning to be a wizard. So now that I have figured this out, I want to learn.
All right.
Wow.
All
Kara's
right.
like, well, there's another room that would actually be, I don't know, hot perfect for you.
Is it an enchanted room or a real library?
Well, okay, if you're studying to be a wizard, wouldn't you want to be as immersed in these things as possible to learn as much about them as possible?
Okay, I understand trickery. So if it's a trickery, the books might not be on the up and up. I want the real stuff, Cal. The real stuff.
Give me the good
Lorelai
kush.
wanted to say something.
I want the good kush.
First of all, I would like to apologize to Leo.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, he thought it was
Second
funny.
of all, one of the funniest fucking things I've ever said, I think, on stream in my entire fucking life.
You were the first person to even reference Damon X Machina in probably 5 years. So.
Well, right. How about this? Will your uncle talk to me?
There's no harm in asking him.
Can I talk to you, uncle?
You hear nothing because you guys are a whole floor above him.
Appear to be a minute. He's been yelling at us from before, but he can't hear. He needs his hearing
That
aids.
did not happen. That was non-canon.
Okay. All right. I want to know. I want to learn.
Can you show me?
Yeah. That was, yeah.
Kara's like, well, first of all, let's pick a room first. You don't have to actually stay in it, but let's at least pick you a room. Or do you want to stay with me?
Bunk beds. I love a bunk bed.
All right, you can stay in my room then.
By the way, while this is happening,
Flip over.
I just, in canon, while all this is happening, Dath is writing
He's writing
Oh,
what?
we
You
lost
cut out
you.
a bit.
more sonnets for Bardic Inspiration in his room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Kara's
right.
like, all right.
All right. So Elma, you follow Kara, actually out from either of these two guest hallways, down another hallway, rounding a completely different corner away from everyone. This hallway is a lot smaller, and there's only one door at the end. Kara, you know this as the doorway to your personal chambers. Your room here never changes, and it never changes location. Would you like to describe your bedroom?
Right. So Kara opens her door, and the first thing that happens is that natural light just absolutely comes flooding through. Because what they see at the end of the room is just this big, gigantic picture window. So it takes up pretty much the whole exterior wall of the room. There's candles for at night when there's no sun outside, but for the most part, this room is lit by natural light, and there's really pretty much no corner of the room that's not touched by natural light in here. But to one side, Elma can see the bunk beds.
Yay!
And then to the other side of the room, there's a really nice desk. And there's actually a few bookshelves on the other side of the room as well, with a sitting area. A lot of this very much looks like, if you kind of think of more... Like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Because I don't want to say that it's I don't want to say that it's, more of a noble looking, like the feel to the room would be like if you're thinking about like a guest room in a castle. But more of the tones and colors are more toned down. They're more natural colors to go more so with like the natural lighting of the room. And for the most part, it just feels like a very peaceful room. Obviously the furniture is cared for. It's very, you can go and sit in the chair and it would feel like you're basically sitting on a cloud. And if Elma were to go and flop down in the bed, she would basically the duvet would come up over her and like just collapse over her like a wave of the ocean just collapsing over her, and she'd be like engulfed but not trapped in the blanket.
Laura, you have a great room, and look at your books! And Fidelma runs over and just starts looking at all the books.
Unfortunately, I do not have magical books.
I don't care, I'm learning. Oh, look at this one. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh. You got some good books!
Elma will see that all of Kara's books are like different adventure books. Like there's, both real adventure, like historical adventures, many tales of the Grey Blades and different adventures. There's a few old, like really old tales, like legend, fantasy legends about as much more fantasy as you can get in this world. Legends about when home first came to be. There's obviously, as there would be in most libraries, there's at least a few romance novels, but even those ones have a lot of action and adventure in them. But then, of course, there's the more technical books about, like, fighting techniques and strategizing during fights, or even just strategizing on how to get out of conflicts before they start.
Well, Fidelma's looking at this, and she knows some of the combat ones because she's snuck into other libraries and read. But I thought you didn't like the Grey Blades, but you have a lot of history about them. You're confusing me.
Just because I don't want to be part of the Grey Blades doesn't mean that I, like any other child of home, hasn't heard the many tales of the Grey Blades in the past.
But you kept the books. You're a conundrum, and I like conundrums.
I fucking love Elma.
Between Elma and Stridar, we will kill you with adorableness.
Facts, though. It do be like that.
So, do you want the top bunk or the bottom?
Yeah,
My friend?
Kara, are you a top or a bottom?
I can switch anytime.
Can confirm. I mean, what?
Excuse me, Ezra and I need to have a discussion about what's going on between you two.
I just want to know if I have to need somebody to put me on that top bunk. If not, I wouldn't mind the bottom one. It's easier for in and out of the bunk bed thing.
Oh, there's a ladder.
I know, but I'd like to get up quickly.
Ah, I got you. She kind of taps her foot against the side of a ladder, and it becomes more of a stairs than a ladder.
I think you have magic. I think you have magic, but okay, I'll take the top.
As you all are spending some more time getting comfy in your own special rooms, all of them have been made quite literally to perfection to your various desires and personalities. You all hear, well, not hear, you feel a gentle breeze that seems to glide through the air and over and around your heads. Which is very odd because there's no open windows in this place. There's no open windows, period, because you're inside a mountain. And yet somehow you just feel this gentle, cool, calming breeze that brushes past your faces. And at that moment, in your ears, you all hear at the same time, "To all guests in your various guest rooms, I hope you find the accommodations to your liking. Dinner has been officially served. Please make your way down to the dining room. I, Rathers, and our host, Master Voigt, will be expecting you." And then you feel that cool breeze just vanish.
From inside,
Your splashing coming out.
From inside Lorelai's room, you just hear a soft.
Dath is just writing, then he closes his book like.
You see water coming out from underneath Stridar's door because he just like hopped out of the jacuzzi, and so water just splashed over and it started going down. And you just hear rustling as he's putting clothes back on.
Yeah, all of you take the time to kind of get yourselves freshened up. I'm kind of assuming because mostly for Sabrina, you said that you were going to eat first and relax and then take a bath, right? You were going to do those stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just throwing this out there because I just want to know for consistency's sake. Elma, Kara, are you guys bathing at all, or are you just kind of hanging out having a girls' night before dinner?
Talking about boys.
No, I'm joking.
Braiding each other's hair.
Well, my hair's already braided.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I more so kind of see Kara and Fidala just talking, kind of chatting about like different magics they've witnessed, and also like with Fidama having read some combat books, they're kind of talking back and forth about some of the books that they've read and different things like that. And the time just kind of got away from them for the most part. They've just been having fun chit chatting.
Aww.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah, I was telling her about the book that they show men and women fighting, but to make it even, the man had to stand in the hole, and the woman got to beat him with the bag with the rocks in it, and he had a sword. And they were fighting that way.
It's actually in a book, by the way. There really is
That's
medieval battle.
amazing.
I want to read this.
What book is
Yeah.
this?
I'll have to look on my bookshelf. I don't see it right now, but I
But
do
the
have it.
woman got to beat.
Yes, I own a copy of it. Yes.
Oh my god.
But the woman got to beat the man with a bag of rocks.
Well, it was a way that they could fight. They could fight. No, there's something in her bag. I'm assuming it's a rock because there's no words on it. It's just a description. But yeah, it was a way to train for battle.
Love it.
Okay. Anywho, all of you, sooner or later make your way out of your guest rooms. You've all, by the way, for those who have bathed, which is everyone but Elma and Kara, while you guys were bathing, You exit out back into your respective bedrooms, and you find that the clothes that you came in with are completely clean and folded ever so nicely, waiting for you at the foot of the bed.
Oh, well, this is nice.
Lorelei, for you, these look like completely different clothes because you've never had your clothes look clean before. You forgot what they look like clean.
Well, Lorelei looks at it and she's like, "This not mine. This no smell like me."
Please walk out of the room
It's
naked.
not my beautiful wife.
No.
This my beautiful life, yeah.
Letting the days go by. Oh.
But she's gonna put them on anyway. Sorry, Sabrina.
Sabrina, what are you saying?
I was telling her if those are her clothes, just walk out of the room naked.
Which I feel like is something she would have also done.
She actually probably would do
She
that.
has
That's
the mind of a 12-year-old, but she's not stupid.
Are you sure?
He's naive.
80%.
You know what? 80% is good enough. Lorelei, as you put on these clothes, you realize that, oh wait, here's the little cut in the leather from that time ago, and these ties were always too short. This is my clothes. Why they different? Why they different color? Like, your shirt was like brown from all the times you were in mud out in the nature. This is the first time you've seen your shirt white
It's
again.
like tan. Well, I was gonna say it's more like tan. She wouldn't wear white.
It's a very bright tan. All of you exit your rooms, completely clean and fresh shaven. Strider, this is also the first time that you've looked clean in a long time because you just live and breathe the hunter lifestyle.
Strider sniffing his clothes like, ooh, it smells of citrus and lavender. Ooh, this is nice. She would, I think she would like if I smelled it like this. And then he also takes his hair and he kind of puts it like in a bit of a ponytail to look somewhat a little bit nicer. And he had trimmed his beard just like a little bit, so it was a little more like cleaned up just a tad bit, just because he's in a fancier place. But it's still a little long, but like it's not messy.
Meanwhile, at the same time while you're doing this, Zethar basically takes his large wing, licks the end of it, and he like rubs his like head spines back so they're all like so they're slicked back as best can be. I honestly think that's up there with the giant spider from Song of the Wilds 1.0 that would just do this. Carly, you don't have to raise your hand all the time. Just start talking.
I don't want to talk over anybody, but
No one
anyway,
else is talking.
Laura, you were talking.
That's fair.
Lorelai, because her hair is so long and she normally just keeps it in like a messy bun, like down there, she wrapped her hair around her horns.
By the way, Lorelai,
So it kind of almost looks like pigtails.
By the way, Lorelai, this is the first time in years that your hair has had actual shampoo. So you have never felt your own hair be this silky smooth and so easy to manage now.
Maybe I take more baths in river.
Lateral move. Liam, were you about to say something?
Well, no, not really. I was just like, oh god, her hair has gone that long without being washed.
Her entire body's been going on that long without being washed. She's basically Mowgli.
Yep.
She's demon Mowgli.
I like that.
Anyway,
accent
with a Russian Greek accent.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think
You
it's
take
so
money?
funny that I was like, actually,
What do you mean you don't eat
it's my
meat? It's okay. I make lamb.
which might as well have been a documentary about my mom's family.
I
We
love
named-
it. I
We
love
went
it
to
so
the
much.
movie theaters, watched that movie, and named cousins and aunts and uncles.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I love that.
So you're of Russian
Um,
descent, huh?
No.
I am of Greek descent.
Greek.
I actually
Oh.
have.
Ah.
Yes.
My grandma was from Sparta, which is why I have the Spartan shield there.
Oh.
Ah.
Damn.
And her name was Sparta. Sparta
Josh.
Temptress.
So I have this on record. When you come down to visit in July, will you teach me how to make baklava?
I can try. It's difficult, and even I have not really perfected it. But I will get my mom's recipe, and we can try it.
Making
we
phyllo
will
dough is
definitely
not
attempt.
easy.
My grandfather, I'm sorry, one little sidetrack. My great grandfather, was actually a Greek pastry chef,
Mm.
but no one kept his recipes,
No.
which
Why
breaks
would
my
you?
mother.
Baklava is my favorite thing on the planet. It's so good.
Anywho, moving
Anyway,
on.
sorry.
You're fine. As you
I wanted that because we're streaming, and now I have it on record that Josh is gonna attempt to teach me how to make it. That's why I did what I did. Please continue.
Oh, so you... Okay. As you guys make your way out of your guest rooms and back out into the main foyer, Rathers, the Furbolg butler, is at the foot of the stairs, and he all has you come down, and he goes like, "All of you, thank you for joining us. Please follow me." He once again walks. He gives Strider a pat on the head for being like the respectful one of the bunch. And he takes you all to the dining room, and y'all, this room is quite literally lit. Because we're talking like the room itself
It's lit.
the room itself is large in a very ornate Baroque like style here. The dining table is long, and there's just so much food on here. Not too much, but it looks like there's so much, but there's still enough for you all, Rathers, and your host, good Uncle Voight. I'm sorry?
So the dining hall in Harry Potter.
It's basically that, but not as long, but long enough.
Okay.
And there's only one table. It's not like 4. The room's not that big. That being said, though, Voight, still in his wheelchair, is already at the head of the table, and he, like, smiles at you all, and he raises a goblet of what you can only assume is some form of wine to you all, and he goes, so nice of you to finally join us. I do trust that you all found your rooms very well, and he gives, like, a very coy smile as he says that.
They were
Josh, you yelled that so loud your Discord muted you.
Yep.
said
Shut the
Zethar.
fuck up.
Strider's like, they were perfect, and Zethar is just like, yeah.
I love him so much.
If Strider and Daston meet, the world will implode.
Oh my god.
Because it's just
True.
gonna be
Please
so
be a
wholesome.
one shot.
So
I would
true.
I want
die
that
on
to
this
be a
spot.
one shot.
If it was Song of the Wilds versus Daemon Machina, those two would not fight. They would just talk about nature.
They would just shoot the shit.
You know, in my D&D game that I'm putting together, you could actually have them meet. Because they're all astral, like, the group is basically astral plane travelers. They
Oh.
trade from different worlds through the astral plane.
Oh,
you got like a multiverse thing
Multi-
going. I
that
like
sounds
that.
cool.
Because I want everybody to be, like, whatever character they want to be or bring, and then we just go to those worlds and just trade.
I like
I
that.
love that. That's
I
a good
like that
idea.
idea.
It's got a lot more,
like
like,
that.
story up to it, but it's just, I want so many different things. Like, if you want to be a centaur, then be a centaur. There's a world of that.
That's amazing. Honestly.
That's so cool.
Anywho,
I love
sorry.
it. That's awesome.
Sabrina, I will talk to you about that later because that is genius. Anywho, but yeah, Uncle Voight gives a very coy smile when he asks how you all liked your rooms.
It was amazing, thank you.
It was my personal pleasure, Lady Malice. All of you, please, do take your seats. The food is yours, and ours is yours. please have your fill. Once you have had your fill, there are some things that I do wish to discuss with you. But please, no rush on that. Please, do not sit on ceremony. You all must be terribly famished after all of the activity that has happened earlier today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Voigt.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stridar and Zethar bow, and then they go and take a seat.
For all, Elma, are you doing this as well?
Elma walks up to Voight, and she stands and looks at him.
You're just below his head level, standing up straight, because again, he's in like a permanent wheelchair right now.
And I'm looking at him sideways. So you got magic, don't ya?
So someone was able to notice. I must say, noticing just after... He kind of looks at a pocket watch. Noticing after just a half hour, that's actually a new record.
You're very powerful.
No, I'm not at all. I put my skills in just simply the right places. Please, if that's something if you wish to discuss, by all means, I would adore such a conversation with you, Miss Fidelma. But please, I do hope that you get your fill first. There will be many things to discuss later.
Okay, can I just sit here and be near you?
Oh,
right here.
Oh, I would not have it any other way. There's a seat right there, right next to me.
Just in
She's
case.
just like, hello, Sensei, Master.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. I'm going to sit right here. Hello.
All right. I am not going to even bother having you all roll, like, constitution checks, because you all basically have the same effect here. The food set out before you, here's the thing. On many parts of the table, you see the most perfectly prepared, spiced, and glazed meat.
That's not something. I'm sorry. That's not something you want to hear someone say before you eat.
Sorry.
Here's the thing.
I'm scared. I'm scared now.
Here's the thing. You all gotta roll initiative. I fucking knew it. I knew this was too good to be true, Evan.
And then 3 days later, you all wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've been robbed.
And you're all naked.
Oh, good. You're finally awake.
Oh my god.
And you're now in Skyrim about to be headed. And look, a dragon.
It's terrifying.
Hey, you're finally awake. You're trying to cross the border.
Beginning of the game. It's literally the beginning of Skyrim.
Okay, anywho. The meat is so perfectly glazed with sauce and spices. Malice, you've already had a couple slices of this meat thanks to Fizzgig, who actually has his own little personal platter right next to you at the table. And it's got like doggy versions of the same food on it. You already know that this meat is amazing. The vegetables on the plate, on the platters, there's actually very little spices on them, just a little bit of salt and pepper, yet when you sink your teeth in them, it is the cleanest, most freshest vegetables ever. Like, even though farming on this island is very difficult due to all of the flora and fauna, these vegetables taste like that they were just picked out of the dirt an hour ago and were just cleaned and prepped for you all. This is the freshest vegetables that you have ever had in any of your lives. There are various pitchers for wine, ale, and then some non-alcoholic drinks, like various fruit juices, and then like a nice one that's just water. So you have plenty of choices to choose from. All of you, for the sake of expediency, will say that you all eat your fill. And you all feel good. You feel great. Like, some of you have not eaten this well in a long time. Some of you have never had food this well in a long time. Kara, you're just kind of bored because you eat like this regularly. Because you frickin' live here. Leah?
Stridar, like, he's literally like this. He had just ate all of his food. He's like...
I've been living off dried meats for quite a while, so this is quite...
This is absolutely amazing.
Leah, were you about to say something?
Oh, no. I'm like, I'm here.
Okay. Like, guys, again, just leave yourself off mute. I trust you all.
I don't trust me.
I don't trust me
then
either.
trust in the me who trusts in you.
My mic picked you up, Evan.
What? What was that?
Oh my god. Yep, it is.
That's why I mute myself.
Okay, you know what, Carly, you actually have a legit reason.
Mm-hmm.
As dinner starts to wind down and you're all just kind of basking and digesting, you all are now just kind of partaking of wine and very small pastries for desserts, and these are excellent pastries. These are like French pastries, like freshly made confections. We're talking A-class stuff here. Yes, Carly.
Lorelai's gonna take a sip of the wine and she's gonna say, "Is good. What is this?"
Oh, Lady Lorelai, and Voight addresses you. Okay, have you never had wine before?
Only ale.
Wine is very much like ale, but while ale is made from various plants such as hops and barley, wine is made from fruits like grapes and berries.
So is juice.
It's juice with a little kick in it.
Kick juice.
Yes, kick juice. Why do I feel like Lorelai would then just go like, "Oh, it's juice," and then just fucking down the pitcher?
She can.
So can I.
She
but that doesn't mean I should.
She does.
Okay, so Lorelai just downed the pitcher, and while Rathers...
check.
Dath is just like... He's just like watching in shock.
Okay, so Dath is walking in shock. Rathers is absolutely horrified because that was an expensive and aged vintage right there. Voight is having the fucking time of his life watching this, and he's just like, I'm not even mad. That's impressive. Sabrina, did you say something about malice?
You said you shouldn't, or you just drink, like, down it, and I'm like, so can I, but that doesn't mean I should.
Well, there's another, well, that wasn't the only pitcher of wine there.
Oh, okay.
Kick juice.
But you know what? I am required by DM obligations to do this. Carly, roll me a Constitution check.
Yeah.
With disadvantage because you drank an entire pitcher.
Oh shit! Wait, is that a Constitution saving throw or check? I apologize.
check.
I should have asked that. My bad.
A check,
I'm going
and
to re-roll.
A check
Cash
and
that
it's
check.
a check and it's with disadvantage.
Sick.
Oh,
well,
God.
I got a 3.
I watched that happen. I was like, oh, fuck.
Lorelai.
Dear Lorelai.
My dear sweet Lorelai.
You are schmammered.
Because
I've never heard her laugh like that.
Because your strong yet virgin body has never had alcohol like this before.
Bold of you to assume. But please
Straight
continue.
check. Disadvantage. You're drunk.
I think the DM needs to do an instant check on that one.
I say virgin because Lorelai's never had wine like
Okay,
this before. That's
Fair.
why I meant. That's what I
I will
meant.
accept that.
So because your body was just not used to wine, you've had ale before. But wine is a completely separate monster. So the fact that this is the very first time that you are having wine, plus you drank the entire pitcher, you are not only
like a goddamn champion.
like a goddamn champion. You are not only schmammered, you are schmalamamammered. Basically, all of you are now just seeing. You are right now seeing what is basically Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls when she has rainbow dip, where
the hell is in that wine?
Smile dip.
Smile dip. Where basically Fidelma is just sitting there like.
Wait, Fidelma.
Oh, I meant Lorelai. Sorry, where Lorelai.
I'm sitting here in shock.
Where Lorelai is just sitting there in the chair like. Completely unblinking.
Sounds
right. And like a tiny little like wine dribble down her throat. Rathers like walks up to you, and Carly, I do apologize, but I'm gonna have to take some soft control over Lorelai here for a moment.
Have fun.
Rathers just kind of walks up to you. He like pokes your arm a bit. Nothing happens. He pokes you a little bit harder. Nothing happens. Meanwhile, Lorelai, you find yourself adrift, floating on your back in a calm ocean of deep maroon wine. You see a beautiful evening sun of absinthe green just setting over the horizon. And you just feel like you're floating. And it's the greatest feeling ever. At that moment, Rathers just kind of looks at you all and just goes, I do apologize, but I do have just the thing for this. And he pulls out like a small thing, and it's a thing of smelling salts. So he like pops it open, puts it right under your nose.
What was that?
Leah, are you?
Put it in Kara's nose.
Yeah, Leah, are you okay?
Sorry, no, I set my phone down on the
Okay.
table. So.
I'm so sorry, Miss Kara. That was meant for Lorelai.
He sets the smelling salts just below Kara's nose. I mean Lorelai's nose. Goddamn, you did that to me. He sets it just under Lorelai's nose, and Lorelai, for a brief moment, you feel completely at peace as your body just drifts away, and then all of a sudden,
This is nice.
then all of a sudden, you feel yourself gripped by the ankles and just pulled deep into the wine, and you are just sinking faster and faster and faster until everything is all black around you. You're spun around, and you're being forced into this light that is absolutely blinding.
No!
At that moment, the smelling salts kick in, and you're like, ah! And then you like fall back in your chair.
And no, wait. She goes, cops!
Wait, what did she say?
Cops?
Yes.
The cops.
Shit, 5-0.
It's the fuzz.
It's the popo.
We are the cops, technically.
She
Guards!
Everyone just kind of looks at you, Lorelai, like, what the heck just happened? Meanwhile, seeing you, like, fall out of your chair, not actually injured, but definitely inconvenienced, Rathers just kind of stumbles away. And some of you who see him turn away from Lorelai, he just has a little smirk as he does that.
Alright, you're cut off.
At that moment, Voight just kind of like, he lightly applauds everyone. Oh,
Well done.
It's been so long.
My monkeys!
Dance, my monkeys, dance! Oh, it's been so long that I have guests. This is so nice indeed. Now then, have you all had your fill?
Yes.
I would say
Have.
I have.
My head hurts.
Don't worry. The smelling salts that Rathers gave you will continue to kick in. You should be good within the hour. Now then, as I said, there were matters to discuss. He, claps his hands twice and shoots his hands forward. All of the food and scraps on top of the table completely vanish, as just out of nowhere, this deep red tablecloth just suddenly appears on the end of the table and unrolls itself all the way to the other end. He leans down and he, puts his hands on the table. Now then, I assume that all of you were present for the tragedy that happened at the Year's End Festival earlier this evening. Am I right in assuming that?
Yes.
Yes.
And I assume you all saw what happened with our guardians, the Archbeasts.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How they were arguing.
Yes, that is true, Lady Malice. You see, our island of home operates within strict rules to maintain the balance, and the Archbeasts symbolize that balance, and they also maintain that balance. Each of them cancels the other out, and vice versa. If one falls, the other falls. We have lived on this island for as long as we can remember, and the Archbeasts have always been with us. This is the first time that something is starting to upset them. This should not happen, and yet it is. That is something that I would like you all to look into. Something seems to upset these beasts. Now then, what I wish to discuss with you all. I know that most of you are Greyblades. Not all of you, just most of you, but that is not really a factor here. If at least one of you is a Greyblade, you all can receive the benefits. You see, as a Greyblade, you will be tasked to go on various jobs and missions, to put down various creatures, settle disputes between various forms of flora and fauna. The list goes on of the many situations that happens outside our fair city of Acheron. However, as a personal favor to me, as well as a few of other concerned citizens of the city, I ask that you all please look into what might be causing the balance of our home to be upset so. It is for that matter that I present myself to be your official benefactor. Not of the Grey Blades itself, but of you all specifically.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Master Strider. I will admit, this is mostly because of my dear niece, Kara. She has her own reasons for wanting to venture out there and explore, and I will not keep her from her desires. By the way, dear Kara, when we're done here, please meet me in my study later tonight. There's something you and I personally have to discuss.
Of course.
Now then.
Sir, if
yes.
I may.
Yes, Master Tath.
Why us?
Well, as I said, Kara, it's mostly due to Kara, and I wish to help her in her endeavors as much as I can. And while it may not exactly be official, word has already spread of a young group of upstart novice hunters that, while some of them may not be actual official Greyblades, they all somehow seem to work together quite well. News travels fast, and I am in a position where I make sure that news comes to me as one of the first listeners of that news. You see, I have a lot of personal stake, not just in the betterment of our city of Acheron, but also the Greyblades as well. It was thanks to me, Master Strider, that I learned of your deeds, of your many trials with Master Garra. You have been with him for quite some time, as he was your former master. Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Yes. You see, I do make it my business to know what goes on in my city. I love the city and its people, and I will make sure that everything is kept safe here. I made that vow a long time ago, and you see him, reach into his pocket, and he sets something down on the table, and he pulls his hand away. I made that vow a long time ago when I was a Greyblade myself.
You were?
Oh.
That is a long time ago indeed. Yes, Carly.
Oh no, this is as Lorelai. Lorelai raises her hand and goes, "You call it your city."
Well, because I called this city my home. Not just my island, but this city, this estate, all of the people in it. I want to keep everything safe.
What did they owe you?
What do you mean?
You want to keep safe. Why? What did they do for you?
He just kind of coyly smiles and he says, "You ask me why? I simply say, why not?"
Oh.
Anywho, this is something that I put forth to you all. Keep doing your jobs. Do your best to try and not get in anyone's way. As a team of Greyblades, or a Greyblade-led team of freelancers, you will still be expected to complete missions, get paid, turn in spoils, perhaps learn a thing or two about our island home. But as you complete these missions and jobs set forth to you by the guild, I want you to investigate anything that you can of strange happenings on this island. Something's happened. We don't know what. But you all saw that Giralon, as it held the slaughtered remains of one of its brethren, and how the other archbeasts would growl and snarl back at it. Something's happened. Something that has never happened before on our island. And this is what I want you all to look into. Report to the Greyblades with your missions, but I would consider it a great respect and honor for you all to report to me during this investigation with the archbeasts. Do you all accept?
I do.
Okay with that.
Strider just stands up, bows, and goes, "Yes, sir."
Master Strider, do you happen to have various back issues for bowing so much?
Actually, I have a very strong back because of it.
He turns around and lifts up his back, and it's just swole as hell.
It's kind of like heavy metal singers from all the headbanging. They have traps for days.
Yeah, except
They
it's
have more back muscles for days.
That is good. That warms my heart indeed. Now then, the evening is yours. I don't enforce a curfew in here, so if any of you do wish to continue to peruse and explore my home, please do so. If you have any questions, I will be in my personal study. I do advise, though, I do not wish to be disturbed for the first hour. After we disperse, I will be having a personal meeting with my niece. Therefore, Rathers will attend to you all. With that being said, I will see you
Question.
all. Oh, yes, Lady Elma, yes.
You know, we saw an owl, and the same thing had happened, where the body was pulled apart. Have you ever heard of anything like that before? We seen it with the ancient ones, and then we had gone out and we saw it with an owl. I mean, do you have any books that I could go read that might tell me something? I'm scared.
Yeah, no animal pull apart another animal and not eat it.
Yeah.
That is very odd. Balance is integral to the sustaining of life on home. And not only do we know that, but the animals of this island know that as well. There's a whole web of life. Plants to herbivores, herbivores to carnivores, carnivores to death, death to the dirt, to then plants back to the herbivores. And yet for something to just slaughter creatures for the sake of slaughter, and not for consumption, this goes against everything that the island is based on. And you say that this happened with an owl bear, not just with the Giralon's brethren.
Yes. Yeah, we saw it, didn't we?
Indeed.
Something killed a creature for the sake of killing, and nothing more.
Is very strange.
It's very strange indeed, and is very, very troubling. Lady Elma,
Yes.
to answer your question, the library is just outside of the library. Take your first right. It is the first. It is the.
He meant the dining room.
I meant the dining room. I'm old.
Yes, I understand.
Please exit the dining room on your right. The library is the first door on your left. I will meet you there later. Should you have any questions?
Yes.
Kara, dear, do be a dear and take me to my study so you and I can have our meeting. Would you be able to do that for me?
Of course.
Thank you so much, dear. Now then, all of you, please rest well. If you have any questions, please speak to Rathers or me after 1 hour. I'm sure you all have many questions, and you're all welcome to spend the night here as much as you wish. This is your home now, as much as mine. We will solve this issue together. And that is where we're going to close out Chapter 4 of Song of the Wilds.
Cool.
All right, guys, thank you so much for... There we go, now it's paused. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. It is good to be back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes! Stay tuned, because next week, Friday, we will have our next chapter of my Metroid homebrew, The Great Poison. As well as this coming Monday will be my friend Brittany's homebrew campaign, Tevat Heroes, which is based off of Genshin Impact. Leah, do we, or actually, Josh, do we have a certain campaign happening on Wednesday?
Yes, it is. This upcoming Wednesday, again, will be Bane of the Waywards. The first 3 Wednesdays of the month. We take the last week off. So, yes, next week will be yet another episode of Bane of the Waywards. This past Wednesday's episode's already up on YouTube. You can find it on my YouTube, Josh_Duns_Human, and you can watch it there along with all the others.
Awesome.
Liam, do we have another, and Leah, do we have 2 other things that we play every Thursday on and off?
Well, yes, we do. Leah and I take turns on our campaigns. I host This Our Blessed Daemon Machina. And Leah?
Yes, I host Hellboss. Actually, you can see the logo as my picture there. And merch for that is also on Josh's
The
merch
beanies
store
are
as
lit.
well. Yeah, and this week will be Hell Boss. So this week Thursday, from
5:30.
5:30 your time.
It's like 7:30.
Yes, so
EST, and then
No.
It's
yeah,
5:30.
so it'd be
Would it be
8:30
Mountain time?
Eastern,
30.
7:30 Central, 6:30 Mountain, and
There
5:30
we go.
Pacific.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Help us. Help us. Yeah, help us.
You guys get to see me play my Southern Belle.
We
Yeah.
love. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching us. You have all been excellent. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.